Whoa, legendary!
What is up guys, Kris05 here with another video. Today I want to share with you 5 things I hate about Hearthstone. Don't get me wrong, I really love Hearthstone, I love playing it, but these 5 things really annoy me, so I decided to share them with you. And I would love to hear what are the things you hate the most about the game in the comments below as well. I might even include them in a future video. As always, a like will be appreciated, and it would be amazing if you smash subscribe if you're new. Okay, let's go. When you mulligan the same cards. Have you ever had a situation where you mulligan away your complete hand and you pretty much get almost or even the same cards you mulliganed? Personally, this really infuriates me a lot sometimes, and it is very tilting. I mean, I know it's possible for this to happen, since you are running 2 copies of most of the cards in your deck, but that does not change the fact that this is super tilting. I mean, come on Blizzard, if I didn't like copy number 1 of the card, why would you give me copy number 2? God! Another thing on the same matter is when you mulligan away a legendary from your starting hand and the first card you draw is the same freaking legendary again. It's not even funny how many times I mulliganed patches away from my starting hand and I top decked it before the game even started. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind if Blizzard implemented a rule where you cannot mulligan a card and get the same card or even a copy of the same card. And same goes for the first card you draw. I know it doesn't sound too realistic, but after all, that's why Hearthstone is a computer-only card game, for interactions like these, and discovers, and many more things you can't really do in a real-world card game. What do you think? Would you like to see a change like that in the game? Not being able to buy old adventures and packs with gold. This is another thing I really hate about the game. Why would you forbid us from using our hard-earned gold on the old content? Why? This literally makes WoW pay to actually play for newer players. I mean, I've been in the game for only 2 years and I'm missing like half of the game. And because of this, I don't deserve to enjoy WoW? Come on, Blizzard. I will probably purchase the adventures in the end, since I want to experience the golden ages of Hearthstone adventures, but it really shouldn't be like this. Also, using the argument that newer players might get tricked into buying those items thinking they will use it in Standard is just absurd. I mean, is it that hard to just put a big fat warning window on them? Yeah, I thought so. At least we can still use our dust to craft the old cards, I guess that's something. Facing the same deck over and over again. I think this has to be the most triggering thing for the whole player base. Queuing up game after game against the same class, or worse, the same deck, is just so damn annoying and boring. And it's 10 times worse if that class is actually a counter for you. I think this really has a negative effect over the game, and I know a lot of people actually leave the game for situations like this. If Blizzard actually implements a rule not to be able to face the same class more than 2 or maybe even 1 game in a row, I believe that would have a really positive effect on the game. Right now, about 30% of the players are using hunters, and it really does get overwhelming when you keep queuing up against them. This even happened to me on my last stream, where I queued up against 4 hunters in a row, but the next thing on the list has to be even worse. Facing the same deck over and over again, and when you switch your deck to counter them, you stop seeing that deck. Check out my game history from last stream again. After the 4 hunter games, I decided to make an experiment and counter queue against the hunters with my Q block, and surprise surprise, I didn't see a frickin' hunter for 8 more games after that. And this is far from the first time this has happened to me. I would like to think this is all in my head, but it really feels weird when things like this happen. There are other times where you keep getting countered by the same deck, and when you switch your deck to counter them, you get a new opponent who is a perfect counter to your new deck. It's like the game telling you, yeah buddy, I think you should call it a day for now. And the last thing on my list is that a lot of people consider Hearthstone as a pay-to-win game. This is really frustrating to hear and downright insulting to people who actually reached Legend without quote-unquote paying to win. I get it guys, sure, if you throw hundreds of dollars on the game on day 1, you will have an advantage over the person who just started, but it's not that hard to reach rank 5 with a well-optimized budget deck, is it? 3,000 or 4,000 dust is not that hard to obtain, even for a couple of weeks for a newer player, and you can even reach Legend with decks like that, which for most people is the definition of winning in Hearthstone. I did get a lot of well-argumented comments under my video, is Hearthstone pay to win, and I understand your points of view, but for me, Hearthstone is far from the classic definition of a pay to win game. If Hearthstone really was pay to win, I don't think it would have been where it's at today. Yeah, one frickin' off. What a legend. What a legend. The dude didn't call my bluff. Wow. Anyway, these were the 5 things I hate about Hearthstone the most. I'm sure you can list dozens more in the comments, and I would love to read them. Also check out World of Duels if you wish to earn cash just by playing your favorite games. Links in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm Kris05, and I'll see you in my next video.